Exactly 30 days ago, I did something that most people in tech would call career suicide.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
I uninstalled Claude, Grok, ChatGPT, and whatever AI tools which I'm using. I even deleted the Notion AI extension and I completely cut myself from all generative AI tools for the entire month. For the last few months, I was actually addicted to AI. I used AI for almost very simple tasks for writing emails, debugging a simple code, and all those. Actually, the AI did the thinking for me instead of me thinking. I felt this was a productivity god. But then I noticed I forgot something. I was actually forgetting some basic problem solving techniques, and I found my IQ level or my ability to do stuff has reduced a bit. I would actually stare at the screen and literally feel a physical block in my brain unless I had a prompt bar to type into. I realized I was getting faster but not better at thinking, or I was getting a bit lazier. So I decided to do something so that I could get my brain back.
Na 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 na.
Here's an exact thing what would happen if you do something which I did, which would help to restore your brain.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, sir.
Day one was pathetic, honestly. I sat down to write a YouTube script, but suddenly my hand was actually reaching out to some AI tool just type and just see what it suggests. For the first time, I decided to generate an entire draft by myself without relying on AI. Next, the worst part came as coding. I had to generate a simple script with a thought which I can just refer AI and get the script back. But even that I neglected and started to write the script on my own. Actually, it took some more time. But one thing I realized was my brain, from being a rusty one, started to become better. Also, I did something. I started to read documentation for whatever technical stuff which I'm exploring or referring to. For about a week, I was trying this and I noticed my productivity was dropping by about 60%. I felt slow, stupid, and I desperately want to cheat. I felt like I was falling behind everyone else was still using AI. But around day 10, something started happening seriously to me.
That's better, much better. Let's go.
Because I couldn't rely on AI to instantly fix my problems, I was forced to actually think about them.
Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it.
Instead of pasting error message and manually asking for the fix, I had to trace the logic. I had to understand why the code breaks. And because I had to understand the why behind everything which I do, I start making mistakes without the help of AI.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
My code and the other works which I'm doing took a bit longer to do, but it was actually better and cleaner and more efficient as well. But the biggest change was not actually the code, it was my focus. When you use AI, you get an instant dopamine. Problem, AI, and an instant solution. Without it, I was forced to deep work. I could context switch. I would sit in silence for 2 hours just wrestling with the problem. And the first time in a year, I started experiencing flow state again. I was actually using my own creativity. When I wrote an email, it sounded like me, not a corporate robot. When I brainstormed ideas, they were weird, unique, and human, not just the average of whatever ChatGPT scraped from the internet. By week 3, I felt the withdrawal has actually gone and I felt like being a Superman. Yes, I was technically typing slower than AI, but my productivity and my ability to do creativity has skyrocketed too much. But here's the brutal truth I realized in the week 3 and 4. AI doesn't make you a better creator or developer, it only makes you a faster one. And if you're feeding fast garbage again and again and prompting accordingly and changing the content or whatever code which you're producing, you're just producing more garbage and you would never stand out. I realized that the friction of problem solving, the frustration, the staring at the screen, the reading of boring documentation, the friction is where the actual learning happens. Every time you let an AI to solve a hard problem for you, you're robbing the opportunity of making yourself better. You're outsourcing the exact resistance to grow your own brain. So, after my 30 days were over, did I actually stay totally out of AI? No. I used AI after that, but in a minimal aspect. Refusing to use AI is like asking people not to use Google 20 years ago. You'll be left behind for sure. But I'm never going back of how I used before. I've created 3 strict rules for myself moving forward, and if you care about your own brain, I highly recommend to follow these rules. Rule number 1, the blank page rule. I'll never use AI to generate the first draft. Let it be a code, let it be a script, or let it be a documentation. First, I will generate for myself and then use AI to enhance it. First, I have to do the heavy lifting of organizing my thoughts and then use AI to enhance. Rule number 2, the 15-minute struggle rule. In case I find a bug which I have to solve or some problem which I have to solve, first 15 minutes I will analyze the problem. I will think for myself with my own thoughts, with my own ability to connect the dots, and then see if I can solve the problem. Only if I am not able to solve the problem, then I'll use AI to fix it. I will try to solve a problem by reading the logs or referring the documentation for the first 15 minutes, and I'll make sure I solve the issue within 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and if it longs too much, then I'll refer AI and understand what I missed and improve myself in the next upcoming bugs or issues which I solve. Rule number 3, no AI for strategy. AI can actually generate you a lot of code and all those, but it doesn't do a systematic design or architectural stuff. I won't use AI for architectural stuff unless needed. After I do an initial draft, second draft, third draft, maybe after that I'll use AI, but not in the first 3 versions of draft which I'm crafting. Doing this makes me realize the high level thinking actually stays in my brain. Look, AI is incredible. Even my friend says me, please use AI. He also advises me whenever I have a discussion. AI is incredible, but it's just a tool. And don't use AI to be a replacement of you, and it's only a tool. Take your brain off autopilot, do the hard work, experience the friction, because in a world where everyone is using the same AI to generate the same average content, the only thing that will make you valuable is your deep human thoughts, deeply flawed, beautifully original mind. If you made this far, hit subscribe, as would really mean a lot. Let me know in the comments if you're brave enough to quit AI for at least for next 7 days.
I want you to be better.
See you in the next one. Bye.
I'm learning.